So I have a few questions for you guys, and you can just try and answer. You can help each other or answer together, just as you wish. So the first question I would just like to know from you guys to give me a brief background or any major things from the Mamelodi Rondavels to just get us started and to just know exactly what you guys know. So just in general, a brief overview.
Yeah, I think from him, he'll come from the educational perspective. I'll come from the resident perspective. You know, what I've witnessed when I was growing up. But what I can say is that not much was happening for us because we're not curious enough. As children, like I said, we were playing next to the Rondavels.
Yeah.
Soccer, you know, they were just open places where we could all play soccer. And in the past, there is a school called, it's a technical school, Mudiri. Is it Mudiri?
It's
Mudiri. Before it, there was a soccer field.
Okay.
So that soccer field was meant for the very same students with just some form of extramural activities. Exactly. So on that soccer field, we had even a soccer team very well known called Blackbirds.
Okay.
And from there came somebody very important who went to play for Orlando Pirates. His name was called Simon Motwa, nicknamed Blackbird because he played for that team as an amateur.
Sure.
And then he went there to play for Orlando Pirates as Simon Motwa. But later on, of course, like I said, that open space, then they put a school there, technical school there, you know. So, and another thing, there is a very important person by the name of Mathibela, Tsepo Mathibela. I think you'll know him as someone, well, he was in the news. He bought he wanted to buy SAA from the, is it, what do you call Takani? It's the latest story, man. When Pravin Godan, the late, sold SAA for 51 rand.
Yes,
The person who was in charge, or the main person of the CEO, his house is right next to the Rondavels, at the corner. Right at the corner, you have the Rondavels here. So imagine, you know, the greatest person that today is the greatest businessman. He lived there.
Sure. That's very interesting.
And how long,
Yeah.
I mean, you've also told us that you lived there. How long have you been living?
I was born in 1962, but I was born in Nelstrom. They call it Modimole.
Modimole, yes.
My parents went to, of course, they relocated to Mamelodi at that particular section when I was maybe, it was 1965, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I guess I was 3 at the time.
Yeah.
So I've been there, you know, living there. So I lived with my uncle. So the street outlining, just opposite that, we can see the Rondavels and all those things. That street, that's where I stayed till went to lower primary school, Mangolwane, you know. But no higher primary, I went to another school, not there.
Okay.
So I only left that place when I went to college to study as a teacher.
Okay.
And then I went to live with my parents. The same areas, three streets away.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, because my uncle did not have children. So, yeah, our parents led us to live with them. Okay. But now when I went to college then, I went just 3 houses later. And then later on, I adopted the house where I'm staying.
Yes.
You know, the thing is how we grew up as black people. I left, you know, you grow, you start a family, you have your own house.
Yes.
But once your parent is left alone, and the younger children, they can't stay there, they've got to have their own lives. So it is important for the older son to come back and look after
and take over the house.
Take over. And then I left teaching to pursue music.
Okay,
I taught for 12 years, and after that, it was music till today.
Tell us a bit more about why did you decide to leave the education and to focus more on the music?
I was meant to be a musician, but during those times, you know, the apartheid days, when I passed my matric, standard 10, I wanted to pursue music, you know, as a form of education, like a degree. I applied everywhere, but unfortunately, they could not accept us at the time. Remember, I matriculated in 1980. You know,
Okay, yes,
so 1991 I applied for that. At the time, of course, things were different. So I went there and then they said, no, you don't have the minimum requirements, which music as a metric subject. Of course, we didn't have it. He knows very well. You know, we didn't have those kind of subjects. So for me to qualify for that degree, I had to do what they call grades at unis. It would have taken me another 3 years to do that.
Sure.
I didn't mind, but now
But
my parents, the things we live in an area where the parents decide what you do.
Yes.
You know, if they say you go there, you go there. They said, no, this music thing won't work for you. You know.
And that's why you decided
That's why
initially.
they said, well, it was late by that time because I really wanted to study. Then I applied to technical, what is it, Tier 2, what do you call it? That technical. Technical. Yeah, Pretoria Technical then.
Okay.
Yeah, it was late.
Yes.
So because all the tertiary educations were closed at the time, then I had to find work, you know, in 1981, age 19, I think. So now I worked for a clerk for 1 year. That's when after that somebody said, no, Transvaal College of Transvaal Tech, what again? It's Transvaal College of Education after us, but it was called Transvaal what? TCE. I've forgotten that.
Okay.
Before TCE. That's when, because there were bursaries at the time, so it was easy for me. And after working, at least I've got little pocket money.
Yeah,
but
so you...
everything was paid for. At the time, of course, there was bursaries. You didn't have to pay for anything. You know?
Okay, yeah, that's...
And what in music are you doing? Like, is there a specific instrument?
Jazz,
like,
I play,
jazz.
play piano, yeah.
Wow.
And so where, like, do you perform somewhere or make music, compose music?
Well, I do. I've got 8 albums.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but on the other side, because of the background of teaching, I realized there's not much education in the business. You can see musicians dying, poor, all those things. Then when you go there, you realize, you know, people don't know. So I used my background to say, let me study the business of music. So I did other things to study about the content, all those things. And then I started doing workshops for musicians, you know, to know about that side of music. And I also promoted other artists at the State Theatre, like producing, you know, jazz programs for artists to perform there. I did that from 2010 to 2016, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the other side, I also perform. So I'm doing all those things,
A good combination.
The combination.
Okay, yeah, that's
Oh,
quite
really nice.
interesting.
Yeah.
Good balancing act.
Yes, that's really cool.
And you, sir, what can you tell us about the Mamelodi Rondavels, or what background can you give us? What do you know?
Right. Let me start off by saying it's there's a lot of history behind the Mamelodi Rondavels.
Yes.
Now, like Fred was saying, I was born here in Mamelodi. I grew up here. When I went to high school, the Rondavels were there.
Okay.
But then I didn't have much interest in what's happening.
Yes.
They were just Rondavels. And in Sesotho, we used to say the Rondavel.
Okay.
It was just that.
It was just nothing significant.
Nothing significant. But then later in life, quite interestingly, after I went on pension, then I started looking into this thing, and after meeting Mr. Siboni, actually Mr. Siboni was one of our teachers at Mamelodi High School. Then I got to know more about the Rondavels after that. The first thing is just to say those Rondavels are the oldest known buildings in Mamelodi. Yeah, the oldest.
Oh, that's quite a big thing. I mean,
yeah, it's a big thing. But then they were also a reflection of the thinking of the government at that time.
Okay.
With blacks being assumed to be comfortable to live in Rondavels. And their construction was guided by that. But then the second thing to mention also is people misinterpret this. The Rondavels came before the Bantu Education Act.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the Rondavels came in 1947.
Yes.
Now, a lot of schools were run by missionaries at that time.
Okay.
Teacher training also, like the Kilnerton High School that produced teachers. It was run by the Methodist Church.
Okay.
So what came to be known as the Bantu Normal College, the Vlakfontein Bantu Normal College.
Yeah.
It was there for the training of teachers.
Okay.
Now, the Rondavels became a tertiary institution for the training of teachers. And quite interestingly, it was a 3-year teacher training course that they undertook in short, colloquially just called the Bantu Normal College.
Yeah.
And those Rondavels at first accommodated the teachers, but there were also classrooms.
Okay.
You might also know that it served as a campus for what they called College ya Bana ba Africa. I think it was a course that was done by quite a lot of people. It was started in Andresville, but it never had its own campus.
Okay.
So it was accommodated
So
also
they-
at the Rondavels. Yeah. The other interesting thing is also the teachers who were being trained at the Bantu Normal College. They needed to do 5 university courses, which they did with UNISA to qualify as teachers.
Okay.
So you see, it was an important area.
Yeah. And then
For
5
education.
courses, did it all take place over the 3 years?
Yes, over the 3 years.
Okay.
By the time they complete the course,
They must be done.
they must be done with the 5 courses. The 5.
Yes.
So what happened next was when the college expanded, lower down, just away from the Rondavels, classrooms were established there
Yeah.
for the Bantu Normal College. And then the Rondavels served as accommodation only.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that
they
should.
served as accommodation only.
Okay.
And as Pat was saying, there was also a ground. Soccer, I think, was the most popular sport.
Yes.
Yes.
At that time, there was a ground where they used to play their soccer, but there were other games, I think, that they played.
But mainly soccer.
Yeah.
And it's okay, yeah.
The other thing is because there were no other buildings.
Yes.
I don't know whether you know where Easter Fabric train station
We've
is.
heard, yeah.
Yeah, those teachers or those people in training used to travel by train.
Okay.
Alight at Easter Fabric and then walk up to
Yeah.
that place,
Sure.
Bantu Normal College, and before Mamelodi was there. Now, what happened with the college college was other interesting thing about the Bantu Normal College. Mamelodi High School, as it is known now, was actually built to be accommodation for the students of the Bantu Normal College.
Okay. So.
It was built for that purpose.
Okay.
Now, maybe someday you'll get a chance of having a look at the school. The classrooms are quite big.
Yeah.
Those were dormitories. And then it had a school hall. What we call a school hall now was actually a dining hall.
Area.
And then next to it, there's a new school now there. Those were classrooms for the Bantu Normal College students, and then the laboratory and a library.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
where the classes
Now,
have been.
unfortunately, that part did not take off. Because what happened was, I think in 1959, came the extension of, what do they call this act? University Act, where the government decided that there would be no tertiary college that must be in the township.
Sure.
So they stopped any further education activities at the Bantu Normal College. They stopped that. And then they established the University of the North, what you call Terfloop. Terfloop was actually started as an extension of the Bantu Normal College.
Okay, but
to where Terfloop.
I presume it was outside the township.
No.
Was
It's
it
St. Peter's in Limpopo.
So okay, so it's far away.
Yeah, because the thinking then was that these universities must be in what they called the homelands at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that put paid, and what happened then, the accommodation for those students became Mamelodi High School. The high school was started there.
Okay.
So the Rondavels then fell into, they could not be used anymore. Yes. Well, that went on. I think they served an accommodation purpose, probably do some research on that.
Yeah.
And those Rondavels were restored with money from, I think it was Holland, the city council of. Yeah, they were restored. Unfortunately, they were vandalized and burnt down. After the restoration. In fact, they were quite beautiful. And they had been, I think Pat should know better about that, because there was also fencing around those Rondavels.
Okay. So after the restoration, what was it mainly used for then?
You should know better.
It was for tourism.
Tourism, so also... Okay.
But the biggest mistake, they lay there vacant for years.
Okay.
And the communities now living there, it becomes attractive.
Yeah.
The only thing that kept them, intact was the security that was put there.
Okay.
But what I can tell you, politics came into being. Because in 2016, when the municipality of Tswana, under the ANC, was taken up, DA took over, of course, assisted by the EFF. Now we're going to politics.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to politics, when politicians come in, they want to dig deep to say, okay, you've got security in those places. It was not only Rondavels, most of the places, government places. But now they want to know how did they get those tenders. And they stop the contract, the security contracts. And once you remove security,
it goes down.
that's when all hell breaks
The
loose.
vandalism.
And before that, that's what I said, I'll come over to that. There was a community. They established themselves, I think, Aratabe. They went to city of Tswana to say, let's take care of, because we can see they're being vandalized and they're taking the trouble, making sure they protect them. When they see someone, vandalizing, holding a chair, whatever, they'll go after that person. So they use that as a protective measure, but they say, please assist us. Let us be part of this so that we can take care of this. We see these things happening. We chase people away almost every day, Yeah, as a community forum, as a community team. But once the security was removed, everything fell.
And when exactly did the burning down, how did that...
I'm not sure, but I think it was accidental. But there could be
Was it once only or
No.
multiple times?
What happened, there was another area, more like an entertainment area.
Okay.
Very beautiful. As I say, those houses, they were meant for people the tourists.
Tourists
To
to bring,
sleep over.
also bring in money.
Yeah, to sleep over.
Okay.
Because they were meant for that.
And I presume there was things like a restaurant and where you can eat and
It was so
everything.
beautiful. Yeah, they established all those things,
Yes.
and the entertainment area, like I said.
Yeah.
So maybe one day when these kids were playing, remember it just touched roof. So maybe accidentally, I don't know, deliberately.
Okay.
So one part of it, that's when it bent down.
Okay.
Because I was moving out of my home, I could see, it's next to where I live.
Yes.
We could see that police came with the fire extinguishers and all that, they extinguished the fire. But later on, I don't know how, maybe after a month, then the main Rondavels, they also burned. But I think it was deliberate then.
Okay.
Yeah, because now people wanted to invade them. It was this thing of land invasion when it came into play. When a leader of another political party said, when you find an open space, invade.
Yeah.
So those Rondavels were vacant, like I said.
And if there's no security?
That's the danger
people-
of our government,
Yeah.
Tourists were just simply coming, but at the end of the day, you need to have people who could be seen to be staying there to avert those kind of things.
Yeah.
And once they didn't do that, they started invading. And I can tell you the first invasion, very interesting. As a musician, we could see what was going to happen. So we wanted to start an annual music festival.
Yes.
So you can keep the place occupied for people to say, no, there's something happening there.
Yeah.
Because after like I said, the securities were removed. Like I said, it was free for all. So we managed to do that. But on the day when we started our show, by the time we came in there, people invaded the place. Because they heard that we were organizing a festival. So it was more an opportunistic move.
Yeah.
So that thing maybe was planned a long time ago. They were just waiting for an opportunity. So when they heard that we were going to put up a show on that day, we were shocked. Police had to come, but they removed them.
So
but I think that what led ultimately to them being vandalized and banned.
Okay. Thank you. I think we all have a better idea of what you guys know. So
before you go to the next question, perhaps another point I should raise. You know this thing, the broken window syndrome.
Yeah.
If something breaks down and you don't repair it, the tendency will be more will be broken.
Exactly.
I think the Rondavels suffered from that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
First,
one thing is
the banning.
Yeah.
And then once one unit was vandalized, it follows.
It attracted
like
others.
like a felt fire,
really,
basically. It just catch.
Yeah, you actually see that everywhere. In Mamelodi, you've got the stadium, the HMBJ stadium.
vandalized.
It was vandalized slowly,
Yeah.
but now it's a rubble only.
Completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of buildings, schools, which
Everything.
are not functional. They'll start by removing the doors and then
Slowly, until there's nothing.
with the Rondavels, if you saw them, you would understand why the walls were broken down. People were just taking those breaks.
I could see them
He should know
every
better.
day.
People
People just come with vans, There were horses everywhere. There was just taking, there was nothing.
They're hammering it.
Hammering them.
Yeah, when we've been there or when we visited sites, we actually saw that it's almost like a dumping site now. There's a lot of rubbish and things like that laying around.
And I mean, like, would you say that for the community, is it more important, for like self-preservation to do what you need to do, or would you say that the heritage is important to the community? Like, if they understand the importance of what the site can do, and what the purpose of it is, if they were informed and kind of incorporated, would you say that you'd believe that they will take the opportunity and use it, or is it more or less?
Like I said, there was a community. They organized themselves to say, make us part of this thing. But because there's bureaucracy, maybe Braille will know about that. You go to City of Sun, they say, no, it doesn't fall under us. It falls under provincial. So there's this bureaucracy, you don't know whom to speak to.
Yeah, because
You see, so they want to be part of it.
Currently also still, do they still?
No, I don't think they are there, because ever since they were vandalized.
So they kind of felt rejected.
They did a great job. They tried, honestly speaking. They went there to meet the guys, the politicians, to say, please, make us part of this. Made us part of this so that we can take care of it. And they were protecting it. So now the problem is that they want to be part of, but now they're being left outside, sidelined because of the bureaucracy. You can't do this thing because it's provincial. You can't do this because
no one knows exactly
who
to contact.
So the concern isn't actually the being uninformed about the importance and the heritage. It's mostly the involvement that needs to be addressed. To truly actually. Because I think that the issue is also, on the outside, you don't always hear about the fact that people aren't involved. You'd think, no, but it's given to the community.
Yeah.
When in reality, when you live there and you are there, you realize that no, it isn't the truth. There is this kind of,
Like I said, they've got a name. They organize themselves. They form themselves into a community structure. Aratabe, Morari, to something like that. I'll find out about it.
In fact, if you could have observed this, I've been there about twice with a group of students from University of Pretoria.
Yeah.
You actually get the feeling that the people around the Rondavels are despondent.
Yeah.
In fact, they've given up on the Rondavels.
Yeah, but
because what you might have noticed when we went there, you didn't see people showing any interest in what you were doing there.
Not at all.
They just
I
look at
literally
you and
they just carried on with their daily
Yeah.
lives.
because their feeling is, it's this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will something really happen this
If
time, or
something
will
really
it
happen.
just
Yeah.
turn into this again?
In other ways, they feel ignored
Yeah.
about that place.
Because I presume they also tried multiple
They
times
tried,
from,
yes.
from
It was
their
in
side.
front of them. They saw these things happen right in front of them.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other information that you might not know, there were people who were living there
Oh, yeah.
before they were renovated. You know, so they had to get rid of them so they
Displace
can
those
renovate.
people as well.
Displace them. So they put them. Which side is that? You see, the new road, Solomon Matlangu, the very same road. When you go, it's RDPs, you know,
Yeah.
and there are houses right on the outline. They are not the same as the RDPs.
Yeah.
That's where those people were put. They build them those houses, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So they can be.
yeah, they can use that for yeah.
But like, would you say that
tourism.
the younger community, you know, if you were to involve them and try, would they start creating an interest, or do you think it's not really a part of what they want, or
Yeah.
kind of?
My worry, no, is opportunism.
Mm,
We've come now into this politics of land invasion, and who's in power with sabotage.
mm,
There's a question of WhatsApp messages. Exactly what happens on the 21st of July. They call the famous riots that happened when former president was arrested. WhatsApp messages.
Yeah.
So there is a guy, we all know him. That guy is trying to organize people to invade the place. He's the one who organized those people when we wanted to put up a show. They have already planned it. It's just a question of now is the time.
Now, yeah.
Tomorrow we invade. All of a sudden you see people invading. So my worry is that, and I always tell people there, my biggest worry is that that space is open. And like I said, the mindset is now that leader of the opposition who said, when you see an open space, invade.
And
So
the
my
thing-
worry is there another invasion of
So
people who are just coming, you know, overnight and staying there.
unless there's very good security, I guess.
Forget
But
about
other than-
security, because invasion, South Africa, this thing has become like a cat and mouse, you know. You invade, they remove you. But those people are many, because they know the law.
No,
You
you
cannot
can't
remove them.
remove people.
Exactly. You go to court, by the time you arrive, it's 200 people staying there. And you can't remove them until you get what? An alternative accommodation.
So it's a vicious cycle,
That's
basically.
my biggest worry. And many people are not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Every time I pass there, it was a sports ground. It was made, we used to play there. I also played there in my younger days. You know, a very beautiful sports ground with grass all over. We played there, but now it is open. It was a dumping site. But like I said, when I see it, I just see invasion.
Yeah. No, I
Now
understand.
you see, if it can be looked after,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think the other important aspect is education.
Exactly.
If you educate people about why it's important to maintain that's actually heritage site.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if people are made aware, and maybe something is, I was saying to you, I only learned more about the Rondavels long after, even after I had retired.
Yeah, and that's sad.
And that's
it
sad,
could have
and
been different if the
Yes.
education,
Yes.
if they focused more on
Now,
education.
somewhere in the schools, we actually realized that I think it's in grade 4, there's a section where they've got to do the history of the place where they stay. I think some of this, even these little kids, if there's a heritage like that one, they should be taught about that,
Yeah.
visit it,
Because
and then
I can imagine the smaller
Yes.
children don't really know anything about
know
the
the value
Yeah.
of those Rondavels.
Okay. Do you guys perhaps have any names of some historical figures who were schooled at the Mamelodi Rondavels? We know about Desmond Tutu. Do you guys know of any other historical figures or people that made...
I can't remember. There's a book, Brian, maybe. There's a guy who wrote a book, but can
Yes.
elaborate on that. Yeah.
One of our oldest teachers, it's Walter Swoni, the one I was talking about, is still alive.
Yeah.
Desmond Tutu, obviously, you know that one.
Yeah.
And then there is Professor, but they've since passed away,
Yeah.
who was at UNISA.
Okay.
Sipedi, Professor Majes Rudi was there. There's a footballer, Steve Kalak Mazumu Koni. There is Stanley Mohowa.
Oh,
Reverend Stanley Mohowa. I studied at the University of Zululand. I was taught by Professor Nkabinde, who became the rector of that university long after I had left. He also comes from that one.
Sure.
Then you have the journalist, Doc Bikicha.
Oh, yeah.
He was there. And then the other luminary, very important, is Mziligas Kumar, the composer of not the composer, the arranger of the national anthem as you know it today.
And he studied at Wits.
Yes, he studied at the Bantu Normal College,
Bantu.
teacher training.
Okay.
And
But you
then-
said he also.
Yeah. Then he came to Mamelodi High School. When I did Form 1, he was teaching there.
Okay.
Then from there, he might have gone to other schools, but he ended up at Wits
Oh yeah.
as a
And they-
professor at Wits.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Those are the ones that I can remember.
Remember, okay,
Yes.
some of the prominent ones. Okay. Sure, I don't know if that's.
So like I think the next question would be, do you think that like these figures and people in your community have inspired
Yeah.
like the younger
Or
generations?
served as activists or to inspire
Yeah.
people, yeah,
Like-
in the community.
Because obviously, you know, I think if you look at the history of South Africa, I think to be inspired and motivated is a really big thing, you know, for young people. So would you say that the community also like is informed about these people and know about them?
No.
Because that's kind of why we were thinking about, you know, with the Rondavels, is creating it as this museum, not to just, you know, the history of the Rondavels, but to also showcase, you know,
Some of
the
the
people
historical-
that have, you know, come from this place and have created a success story. Because I think as young people, we know that sometimes we're so unmotivated, and I think if you can learn about these stories, it can really motivate you to also do something. You know, because many of them might not even think to become musicians or artists. So would you say that they aren't like the misinformed? I see both of you like nodded your head saying that they don't know. And would you say that it would be beneficial for them to learn about these people?
And I think education comes in as
Yeah.
well.
It would actually be beneficial to learn about some of these people.
Yeah.
Incidentally, like I said with Dr. Jordan, we wrote the biography of Mr. Soboni and actually realized that people in Mamelodi see an old man.
Yeah.
They don't know the you know what he put in
The value
into
like that.
the value.
Yeah.
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 But now that this is on YouTube, people start reading, oh, I didn't know that Soboni did this and that, and this is who he was.
Yeah.
At least there's that information out there. Even teachers who might not have known anything, they have something they can use as their source for their students.
Yeah.
So education is very important. But as currently, very few people know even about the Rondavels, let alone the historical figures.
Yeah.
Quite recently, Solomon Mahlangu, I'll just give you another example. Solomon Mahlangu.
Yeah.
They were interviewing students. What do you know about Solomon Mahlangu? They just know the name Solomon Mahlangu. He was hanged.
That's
And
all.
that's the only thing.
Sure.
Yeah, that's actually sad.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is access to information.
Yes.
That's the thing. So if you don't put it in the history books,
Yes.
forget it.
And have you guys met any of these historical figures from the Mamelodi Rondavels or just Mamelodi in general?
Like,
Just
yeah,
for-
who would you say is like someone that inspired you?
yeah, to
Like, is there someone, you know?
Yeah.
a mentor?
with me, obviously Mr. Swoni, because he was my teacher at Mamelodi High School. But we studied together again at VETS.
All right.
And I was doing my BEd degree at VETS, I was with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I married his former student.
Really? Okay.
So he was at my wedding.
Oh, that's
Sure, that's so you know him
Yeah,
quite well.
I know him quite well, let me say so.
Yeah.
Then there's also Professor Nkabinde. Okay, he was my lecturer at university. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know a little about the other historical figures and some.
Solomon Mahlangu, of course.
Yeah.
Even where he stays, they grew up in an area, you know, in the apartheid days, they would split us according to ethnic groups. Where he was, other Rondavels. So, you know, I'm Ndavela myself, so obviously I know more people in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other information is the information that was out there. Besides the fact that I just knew him as a young boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then recently I was helping my grandson who was doing a project on Solomon Mahlangu. So
Oh, okay.
I know, no, it's good. The school there.
They
they've given
really
them-
try
it's a
to-
project in grade 6.
Yeah,
Historical figures.
That's great actually
Yeah.
for them also to be educated in that way. I
He
mean.
chose Solomon Mahlangu. I took him to the statue. I sourced information for him.
And I'm sure he enjoyed it as
He
well.
did. He was in awe.
I can imagine.
Ja,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you, like, would you say there was...
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, later on when we are old, that's when we get this information. So
Yeah.
live with these people. Mr. Siboni, I went to school with his son. We're in the same class. But like I said, I'm now learning some things about him. I only knew him as a principal, all those things.
Yeah.
But we used to go there just to visit his son, you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's just all that information was not there, unfortunately. That's why I said access now and the interest. You guys show interest, but now our young kids, our black kids, do they have the same interest as you? Like you guys said, you visited that place around us, but do they care?
Yeah. That's
To say why do we have you guys? I'm sorry to say, I mean, South Africa is a heritage. Why do we have white people coming here? But now we are not playing any part in doing this to learn more about this.
Yeah.
You know. So the mindset has got to change.
Yeah. No.
Because
it is.
information is there. WhatsApp, all this, but what do they do with that information? We used encyclopedias, you know, put them in there to get information.
And today it's easy like
It's
this.
like this, but what do they use that for?
Yeah.
Porn,
For the wrong-
WhatsApp, for the wrong things.
Yeah.
So if they can be taught all those things, you know.
Yeah.
Talking about his grandson, I also take is my nephew from the same school that we go there. So we help them with the homeworks, but now do black parents know about it? It's not a culture of them helping. We're not helped by our parents. We're on our own.
Do everything.
But no, that culture comes back when we started sending our kids to previously white schools. Say, gee, at least you can do the homework. At least you relearn some of the things. There are things that I learned as a kid. Now I'm knowing them because I'm using that information now to teach the young kids. So those kind of things. you
Yeah,
know.
because like I wanted to ask about
Yeah.
like the culture, like the feeling of Mamelodi, because obviously we wouldn't know, you
Yeah.
know. So I think it is interesting to know kind of what the culture is and the feeling about it. You know, like would you say people, specifically the younger people, they just want to leave, like they don't want to. They don't think about,
not interested
you
in
know,
the-
what happened here, what's the importance of the place. They just want to,
They want to live
They
and
just wanna
stay in the
live.
suburbs. It's
Yeah.
today's culture, yeah.
yeah.
The interest is not there. The interest is with us. You know.
Yeah, well, it's true. I've got 3 grown-up kids. They are all out of out of the nest, all of them.
Yeah.
One is in Cape Town, one is in Joburg, only one is in
for
Victoria. All
greener
of them.
pastures.
Yeah.
I mean,
So all of them go. Immediately are able to earn their own salaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say they won't want to stay in the township anymore.
So their mindset is more of like, instead of, you know, trying to grow where we are and what we have, they'd rather just find something better
Yes.
instead of making it better.
Yeah, democracy allows them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mindset, we said, in the past, townships were associated with, you know, the enfranchised. You cannot have this, and that. Now we are open.
Yeah.
So if you want a swimming pool, you can't have it in the township. So if you rather have a
Buy a
house, you
place,
see,
yeah.
those kind of things. But later on, I think later on, these things will change.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, for us,
Yeah.
any area has its bad things and its good things.
Yeah.
Literally any, I mean, even where we live, you know,
Yeah.
everywhere. And we actually enjoyed our visit to Mamelodi and the culture. I mean, she will tell you she loved the sparkle that we
Yeah.
like, we absolutely loved
It was
it.
our first time and it's really, really good.
I mean, almost every week she tells me we need to go back and get more. And it's a
Yeah.
nice area and the people and it's, yeah.
Let me bring an analogy into that. You know, in terms of empowerment. In the past, women were isolated, black, white, and whatever. You are supposed to stay in the kitchen. And then later on, there was freedom to access, you could go to work. And then it happened that women started to earn more than men. And then they became the CEOs and all that. Then men started to stay at home with kids. You know, it was just a phase. It was
Yeah.
nice to, you're a boss or driving this beautiful car. And when they came back home, they realized the kids will come, oh, mama, just for a few minutes. After that, they'll go back to the dad because they stay with the dad longer. And then the women realize, I gave birth to this, I cared for 9 months, but there's no longer that bond.
Yeah.
And then it changed later on to say, no, you men go, I stay. You see, so it's the same thing now. Like I said, the kids might not have any interest because South Africa has changed so much.
But it
So many
can-
opportunities. So once those opportunities are there, you go. But later on, you realize, no, man, there's something that I need from home. You know, I grew up with this. Then you start sailing wherever you are. Come back home, so that you can learn about the Rondavels, about this, about this.
Things change. Nothing, the only constant thing is change.
Dynamism.
I mean, what to you is the saddest thing that they don't know about their history? If there's like one thing that stands out to you, like that you really think these younger people
Will
need to know
yeah.
about their history and where they come from in the area, that's really like fundamental to who you are, but also to whom they are.
The saddest thing for me is just ownership, taking ownership of things that have been built for you over the years. Like I said, you won't invade and vandalize something that you know about its historical value.
Yeah, if you know the importance,
If you know the
you won't
importance.
vandalize something
Exactly.
because you have respect.
So if you know Desmond Tutu used to be educated there in the will you vandalize them? You won't. Because every time you go there, you think Desmond Tutu. You start respecting. But if you don't have information, to you,
you
it's
don't care.
just a brick, just a thatched roof, it's nothing to you.
Yeah.
So you, like, would you say the best place for us to start is with access and giving this information
And educating.
and allowing kids to kind of, you know, have this opportunity to really experience it?
Yes.
Is that like
with
the
the
biggest-
information being
Yeah.
accessible?
Yeah.
Because they will have this aha moment when they see, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you about my son, my grandson. He
Yeah.
got so interested in when I provided him with more information. I even took him to the statue. I actually realized
Yeah.
he was going there for the first time.
So
Yeah.
much on
So,
the stage.
yes. He was
At the
stuck at
entrance.
school. He wanted to, the teachers were saying he was so keen to share
His experience.
and there's nothing, I still think there's nothing wrong with our kids, even
No.
in the townships.
There's nothing wrong.
The problem is access, as you're saying.
Yeah.
What do we give them?
Yeah, and kind of probably like the world view.
Yes.
Change of mindset.
Because like
Yes.
you know, in the modern day, it's so, you know, forget about everything and it's just like technology and who's the best car
And everyone
everything
focuses on their
you know,
own things.
this
you
is
know.
a good place to live, not this, like this is where I want to be. But you know, in reality, when they get there, they realize, oh, it's actually kind of what you make of it. So I think that's also the problem, is like the misconception, like the view that you think you have of the world, but then it isn't actually what you thought it would be. And so then they miss out on, you know, what is actually unique and special to them.
Yes, and kids are interested. I can just give you one experience. I wrote my matric in 1971 at Mamelodi High School. And 2021 was our 50th anniversary since we last. So we decided to do we wanted to do something, but somebody, big cut. We did a big cut which we took to the school just to say good luck to the grade 12 learners.
Yes.
Then the principal said, no. You must come and present it yourselves.
To them, so they can
Yeah,
see.
to the school. So we went to the school. And the principal said, please talk to my... There were close to 200 of those kids.
Yeah.
And I said, now what can I say to these kids? By way of motivating them, I said, but okay, let me give them a little background of where the school comes from.
Yeah.
You could have dropped a pin.
I
You
can
know, the way
imagine no
they
one
were-
actually knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was telling them where you are sitting
Yeah.
was supposed to be dining hall. What this extension you see here is the kitchen. There are coal stoves, they are still there. They were meant to cook. And you could see these kids were interested in they were so interested. Then when we said to them, or when Marsha Ramaphosa, she was telling them about Ziligas Kumar, that he was a teacher at the school. They said, you know, it was something new. Then you actually realize that we are not doing enough by way of providing
Information.
access to information for these kids.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So they can
there's
have
nothing
pride.
wrong with them.
They
Yeah,
can
that's
have
a small-
pride in their school.
Yes.
Small but powerful example, and I
Yes.
think it is really important. If I can ask you guys, what would you like to see the Mamelodi Rondavels as in the future, or for your grandkids? What do you think would be, what can the Rondavels be used as in the future? What would you say is the best thing that it can be used for?
The same reason. Revive them, just give history.
History
to-
and include the
involve
community.
them. Exactly, involve the community.
So not change anything, but
so like
And
merely just
inform these people, let them be part of it.
So
let
like-
them, the ownership.
Would
part
you
of it.
think that a museum and like a research center would
Facility,
be successful? That it has the potential to.
Yes.
I think it's
to
better
reach
that
them?
unless, unlike saying tourists come and go. But now
but
if
for
it
the
is a-
community, it's
for the community, they can always come there just to read about the history and all to see those pictures of
the-
Desmond Tutu, and then
Yeah.
they'll be better informed.
Because we originally thought about, you know, making it like a bed and breakfast kind of thing, and you know, you make those the old, you know, original kind of like look to the structure.
Yes.
But then when we thought about it, we thought, what's the point of doing something like that when it doesn't
really
really
benefit the community.
really create something, you know, that long term creates a
Yeah.
community that understands. So
Yeah.
that's why we thought about doing the research, you know, facility.
Long-term arts and culture should be involved. I'm a musician. There are people who are doing activities in the very same place. So once it becomes busy every weekend, you know, people generally will have interest. They'll go there, they'll read about it in the museum about that, and then the next thing will be activities there.
And also capture the history of Mamelodi.
Yeah.
Almost something similar to what you see at the Apartheid Museum.
Yeah.
You know, display
Yeah.
things about Mamelodi.
Yeah.
Mamelodi.
Not even
Like-
just about the Rondavels, but
Not only about the Rondavels,
yeah, but we can
about-
use the Rondavels as a facility to showcase everything in Mamelodi and the
Exactly.
rich history
Yes.
of it.
Because I mean, if we can also, like what we're doing now, do with, you know, even more members of the community, and for them to know that, yeah, you know, at the Rondavels there's this research facility
Yes.
where there's even my research, you know, like my history is also there, that it might also create people to be more involved and inspired to know that
Yeah.
I'm not just a member living in Mamelodi, but I'm actually a part of its history.
Yeah.
Because I think you
contributing towards
feel a
something.
sense of responsibility or you know, connection when you know I've been kind of seen and made a part of it. So
Yes.
do you think they would like to do that? Like
Yeah.
the
Yes.
community would like to be a
Operated
part
like
of
a
it?
library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Libraries, people come and go
Yeah.
every day. So once there's activity, there's interest.
Yeah.
And also tell the story of the ordinary people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only about
The historical
luminaries, not only
Yeah.
about the history, but the ordinary people. Just as an example, this is quite amusing because the Vlakfontein Industrial School, they were doing bricklaying as well. So when they started building the 4-room houses in Mamelodi,
Yeah.
they used labor from the Vlakfontein Industrial School. But the interesting part is when those people started earning, some never went back to school actually because they were
Yeah.
making money,
Money.
bricklaying.
Yeah.
And somewhat the history of Mamelodi has changed a lot because people changed those 4-room houses.
Yeah.
But for some kids, they do not know what 4-room houses look like. That those things could be shown. And right now, there's a problem of water. People don't know that in Mamelodi we had this big tanks
Yeah.
in the center of the street with about 3 taps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you would go and fetch water from the tap.
And take it home.
I think there might be people who still have those pictures to display so that these children get an idea of how.
It's always easier to understand something
Yeah.
with a picture.
Yes. Then there's also the bucket system.
Yeah.
Probably there are people who still have pictures of those. The bucket system, there was no running water,
Yeah.
there was no electricity. And when they installed electricity in Mamelodi, things like those, these kids might be interested to know that there would be one straight light for a certain number of houses. I don't remember the number of houses. There might be pictures of that, just for these children to get an idea of what went on
Yeah.
when these were 4-room houses. Now things have changed. What they see are extensions, people extended their houses, they're beautiful and so on.
And the
But
rent,
there's a history there.
there's rental now.
Yeah.
And backroom
Like,
rentals.
just for fun, I'd like to know, do you have like local like jazz nights and stuff like that? Where
For
do you-
entertainment
is there
or
like a
events
place where
or-
you go?
The thing is, everything has been invaded. There used to be a beer hall, he knows about it, you know. So, but it was during apartheid. There was a reason about that, you know, people coming from work, but go to there's a fair food thing. You know about it, you can research it why they did that. But as long as they dismantled that, people invaded and put houses in there. There used to be a cinema. Today, that cinema is ShopRite, supermarket. Those kind of things. They could have converted that into a theater.
Yeah.
We don't have theaters. You talk about places where there could be jazz. I organized festivals, but it was in the state theater, sort of the state theater.
Yeah, yeah.
And even people don't know about the state theater. It's just a building like the Rondavels. They go past it.
It's actually very sad.
They don't
People
know.
are
You see?
uneducated and they are unaware.
And I don't think they do it now, but sometimes there will
Yeah.
be jazz sessions right here at this university. You've got
There's a school here.
there's a hall.
Yeah.
Some beside me.
No, they're no longer allowed
They know.
because
They
people
don't allow
come with
people in.
beers and all that. But there is a school.
Yeah.
It's called Kafka, run by Mohale Brothers, JSC. They do that on Saturdays. It's running from here.
Okay, and there's a lot of events taking place at the Moritele Park as well, isn't it? Or not really
Moritele,
anymore?
not really. There was only one that used to run
But
there.
also the jazz festival.
Well, they call it jazz. It's tribute to, you know, the person who started it. It was about those musicians who were in exile, you know. So he started a show for them called Tribute to the Heroes Festival.
Okay.
Keifas Seminya, Letamboli, Huma Sikela. You might know those names, you might not, you know, because the different music is jazz to
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But it was a festival about that. Because they were in exile, but no, their music, we used to listen to their music every day. And now when they came back, there was this excitement. So this guy started putting a show, an annual show at the Moritele Park. So now people can go and watch them, you know.
Yeah.
So we used to have a festival every month at the Mathibela Park. Now there's
Nothing.
Yeah.
nothing. Because the last one, oh God, it was this tribute, you know. He did the last one, but now there's this thing called extortionist. You put up a show, they come to you, they say we want 30%. So it's no longer coming back.
Yeah.
You know, the other problem was
Yeah.
they used to, with the festivals. I also used to go every year
Yeah.
in September. But then something new started. This the cars would be vandalized.
Yeah.
You know, Mamelodi was say if you could park your car along the street just
Yeah.
next to Mathibela Park, go into Mathibela Park.
Yeah.
But then when this and the bag snatching, when they would
Yeah.
snatch bags and so
It's
on,
the same festival,
It-
tribute to the
chases people away.
Yeah.
Because if it happens to
Yeah.
you will never go back.
I
Yeah.
remember MZ that they did
The stole
Yeah.
cars.
find
and
research
all
on
that.
it that it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
the stealing of cars
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, it makes it unpleasant, you know.
makes it unpleasant.
He has been doing that for like since 2000. Imagine every year,
Yeah.
creates employment, all that. And now, for the first time, they say he hasn't done it. So,
I don't go there. I don't go myself
No.
anymore.
More, yeah,
I used to support these festivals.
Yeah.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
So would you say that like to incorporate better, like obviously it's the community view, but also security? Would you say there's a lack of security in Mamelodi? Would you?
Gee, even with, like I said, Jude, you know, South Africa as a whole, this
Yeah.
extortionist, you have security, they'll go and say, no, we take over security. You know, so
Yeah.
130% or you give us security. It doesn't matter whether they have the resources to do that, no.
Yeah.
Just simply, they just threaten you, you see. So we'll do a show, we'll organize a show in that kind of an environment.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is it's politics now.
It's politics.
But I think the government allowed these things to.
Yeah.
Get out
Once
of
you
that.
leave one, it
Yeah.
will grow.
Mm.
You leave one extortionist to survive.
Yeah.
You leave one extortionist, the next one will join. The next one.
It's
will
mafia.
join, and
So
Same with the vandalism starts small, but it just gets
Yeah.
Now,
keeps
when
on
it's
getting-
big and you try to get it down,
it's
will you take a long
impossible.
time?
Yeah.
It's easier to make it more than make
Yes.
it.
Look at the Eastern Cape now.
Oh,
It's not a province to be.
the one soldiers now.
Yeah, they want soldiers now.
And it won't help
allowed
now.
this thing to grow. Now it's
It's too big.
too big. They'll eventually manage it, but it will take
Yeah,
a
well,
long time.
it's true. Like what you are doing, eventually, you know, if people get into playing soccer, they got to do, we're teachers, I mean. There used to be, sports activities every Wednesday. Schools competing against each other. They removed that. For what reason? I don't know. So now, pupils are now, the learners are now bored.
Yeah.
When they are
and
bored-
keep themselves busy with the wrong stuff.
Yeah. So like would you say that it might be better to try and just create more positive and
Yes.
then it will make the negative kind of
Exactly.
water out?
Yeah.
Like just throwing clean water the whole time.
Yeah.
At the end of
So
the
that
day,
it
the water will
starts-
Precisely.
So just
Exactly.
more, trying
Precisely.
and trying. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it will come right.
Yeah.
Because I compared the US, South Africa with the US. The films that I see in the 90s, exactly what is
Happening
happening
now.
here.
And like you mentioned earlier, it's all phases.
All faces.
And hopefully we'll get
It
through
will,
this
it
one
will
as
come
well.
right. This country is so unique, guys.
I mean, it's
you know
absolutely
about it.
beautiful. Where
Everybody
else in the world can you find a country like
Everybody.
South
Now,
Africa?
it takes the will
Yeah.
to do certain things. My wife used to work here at this university, and before those years. Now, you look at when you allow certain wrong things to happen,
Yeah,
the standard will go down.
yeah,
At the gate there, you would find shacks at this very gate.
yeah. People say,
Then this university was, this campus was taken over by the University of Pretoria. Slowly they removed these things.
yeah,
Put up security, you can't just go in, you must know where you're going to. It's tight.
yeah.
Yeah.